Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm KJ. Today's video, I'm just going to be sharing with you guys my favorite teas of 2020 or my top teas of this year, 2020. And yeah, so I know this year was like, ugh, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that we just kind of want to get through. But I did put a lot of thought into these teas and this list. So I'll give you guys a little bit of context. So there is more than one tea company represented here, and the teas that I'm going to list to you guys are not in numerical order from like my most favorite to my less most favorite. The way I'm going to present them to you guys is when I found them throughout this year. So that's all I have, and I'm really excited to share this with you guys because I really want to hear your feedback. Like, I'm just so curious because so many different teas came out this year. I really paid attention to a lot of the advent calendars, so I'm sure that a lot of people discovered a new tea that they liked in those. So in the comments, let me know your top teas, whatever your number is. And if you want to say why, that's cool too. Or if you want to recommend them, that's cool too. So please meet me there. Okay, so here we go. My first tea that I discovered and fell head over heels about is Fava Tea's Violet Buttercream. So I did a review for this tea, for which I will put somewhere on the screen there. And let me just tell you a quick blurb about this. So Fava Tea, I feel like I do this spiel every time, but it's a local tea company to me in Wisconsin. And this was supposed to be a limited edition tea. Like, they were just trying out the blend, seeing what the fanfare was. And it's just a black tea with apples, almonds, blue mallow blossoms, freeze-dried yogurt granules, and flavoring. And it was so good. Like, I thought about this tea just randomly, and I'm like, ooh, I could use some of that. So recently, I bought a 10 from Fava, and I basically cut off the limited edition label from the bag of tea that I had and just taped it on there. It looks really good to me, and so that was like the first tea of this year that I was like, whoa, I love this. And just smelling it, I'm like, maybe it's time for a cup. So that's the first one. The second one, and the second and third, or I don't remember the time per se, but it was, here we go. So the second one is Dragon Fruit Aloe from David's Tea. Pretty sure I discovered this one in the spring or like the early summer. And let me tell you why. So this is an herbal tea. Ooh. Oh, yeah. And the ingredients include apple, candied pineapple, hibiscus blossoms, coconut chips, candied aloe vera, natural berry flavoring, and raspberries. So I was really not liking dragon fruit. And I think David's Tea had come up with another dragon fruit tea. Or an aloe tea. I don't even remember, but it was like a no-go. I wasn't liking the Starbucks one, and maybe a few other companies were like, hey, dragon fruit. And I'm like, ew, no. And I don't even know how I tried this or like what made me go for it after being pretty sure I wasn't going to like it, but I did. And then I bought a 10 of it, so there we go. It's just like a really good like tropical-y tea. The dragon fruit makes it nice. I like coconut and hibiscus, so it works for me, but I know those are two like miss things for a lot of people. Okay, so then the third tea that I discovered that I actually really liked earlier this year, spring, summer, is another tea by David's Tea called Kiwis Big Adventure. So this is a green tea, and the ingredients include green tea, apple, lemongrass, natural kiwi flavoring, lemon peel, and kiwi. And guys, this tea smells so good. It just, I can't even take, oh no. I was gonna say I can't even smell the green tea, but I can. Anyway, it's just like a nice fruity smelling tea. And when you steep it up, it's very light, but you can still get some flavor from it. Because, you know, you can't really steep green tea as long as you would herbal tea. Sometimes it gets burnt or bitter over steeped, but I was able to pull out some really good flavor from this tea, which I'm having now, iced. And I don't know, I was just like really impressed. I wasn't expecting to like it, but it was a return tea. So this tea was featured before with David's Tea, and then it got, you know, re-released. and it didn't stay out long, and I'm actually really disappointed because there was no opportunity for me to buy anymore. And so I think I had this tea twice, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna just cherish it a little bit. So I haven't had it until right now, and so I made it iced, 3 minutes steep for 170-degree water, and I added a little bit of agave and like a little squirt of lemonade, and there was ice in here, but I don't want it to become watery because, again, green tea is already like a light flavor, so it's cold. And it's got like, it doesn't taste like artificial flavoring, like I'm not annoyed by it, but it doesn't taste like when you bite and eat a kiwi. Still, I like it very much. And again, it was like a shock to me. So that's number 3. Okay. So then number 4, I don't have the tea container, but I'll tell you what it is. So during Chai Day Friday, the series, I discovered Davidsons Organic Classic Chai, and it was good. So this is a black tea with like the typical chai spices, and I'm not really sure like what their proportions of the tea were, but oh, so good. So like fall is over, and you know, we're getting into like the real shake of winter, and I really want to rebuy it because I really like it, but I have still so many chai teas to get through, including just like a backlog of Chai Day Fridays to post. So I'm a little bit hesitant, but it has like a really special place in my heart because it was so good. It was perfect, like perfect balance of clove and black tea and ginger. So good. So that's number 4 from like my favorite top teas of the year. And then number 5 is David's Tea's Salted Caramel Matcha. So as you see, this is empty. If you guys have been following my channel, you know there was a whole fiasco with me being like, where's salted caramel oolong? I want to order it. And finally I did. But I discovered, me personally, I like the matcha more. And so I was really surprised by the nuance they were able to fit in a matcha and not be overwhelming either way. Some people said that the matcha fell kind of flat for them, especially when you had it iced. But that's my favorite, iced latte. And again, it was like perfect dash of salt. You could taste the caramel and still taste the green tea. And I was just like, what is this? Why is it so good? So that is the 5th tea. And again, it's not my 5th favorite. It's just the 5th one that I discovered this year that I loved. And then last but not least, I'm looking at my book because I wrote it down, is Harney & Sons Gingerbread Festival. So this tea shooketh me. I bought it because like it's holiday time and Harney & Sons, like, I don't know, so many reasons. And the ingredients like got to me. Black tea with ginger, cinnamon, and molasses. And I put it in my advent calendar and I had it early on. Luckily, because I haven't even finished my advent calendar that I made for myself. Can you guys tell I'm stressed out? Jeez. Anyway. How much I like this tea was so serendipitous. Like, it's a commitment. There's 30 sachets in here. It was like $14. But it's so good. And it's like the most gingerbread-like tea I've ever had. And I've had maybe 4 or 5. But this tasted like black tea, baked good, ginger. The molasses really made it. So this is the last tea of the year that I discovered to be my fave. But it's up there. So, ooh. This is so good. I also did a review of this tea, which I will link. And I did a review of the salted caramel matcha, along with the oolong, which I will link. So, all in all, those were my 6 teas. I had a few things like in the honorable mention section that I'll just like name drop real quick. So, Tardy to the Party by Tea Kitten that I got from Sips By. Pretty good. But again, heavy on the hibiscus, just for people who it's not your jam. Chocolate Chip Cookie by David's Tea is a good tea. Wasn't my favorite because I just recently had it as an iced latte and it was too sweet. I was like, whoa, too sweet for me. However, it really is true to the cookie flavor. But I've only had it twice, but when I opened the bag to sniff it, it was as if it kind of lost a little bit of essence. So I'm just wondering how much that tea like holds, you know, freshness. Christmas Glog by Jolie Tea Company is another black tea with like clove and cinnamon. Oh, so good. So good. I had that in my advent calendar too. And then Evergreen Chai's Spicy Ginger Chai. So good. So again, that was like a Chai Day Friday find. Came in my Sips by box. It was an instant tea. So it was like ground black tea plus like all the chai spices. But the ginger was like, poof, gotcha. So, honorable mention there. I think that's all I got. Also, what I meant to say is that like some of these teas were around before this year. Specifically, Kiwis Big Adventure and probably Davidsons Organic Classic Chai. But I just found them this year and I just discovered them this year. So that's why they're on my top teas for 2020. Anyway, like I said in the beginning, I'm really eager to hear what you guys have to say. I'm really eager to hear, like, if you guys have, like, your favorite teas from one tea company, or if you're like me and you were able to spread it out with 3 or 4. And I don't know, it's like the end of the year. I'm probably approaching a sit down, but hey, I still want to know. I really, really still want to know. So share that in the comments. And basically, I hope you guys have a good year. Whatever it is that you want for yourself, I hope that you know, find enough balance and time and courage to go get it. And yeah, you guys know I like to ramble and I'm feeling like a motivational speaker, so I'll hold it. Anyway, have a great year. Bye.